I joked, maybe it was just a good guess. I said, maybe you're in traffic right now because of the Ile-aux-Tourtes Bridge. We're going to talk about it coming up next. I got a text message from a listener writing this. Elias, actually, I'm at two cars involved in an accident on the 40 eastbound near the Ile-aux-Tourtes Bridge. It has turned into a mess. There's only one lane in each direction. Doesn't seem like there's any relief in sight. Let's go now to the man that knows a lot about these types of affairs. Rick Leckner's with us, CJAD 800's Wall of Fame traffic reporter. Rick, welcome back.
Good morning. I wish I knew more.
Okay, so you wish you knew more. Do you have any inkling? Because I'll start off with this. At 2:30 today, Geneviève Guilbeault, Transport Minister, will be alongside the MNA in Soulanges, Marilyn Picard. I guess important for the voters there in Soulanges. And they're doing a press conference. You have any idea what this press conference is about?
I do not. I have no advance notice. I can only guess and hope that maybe they have found a way to open an additional lane, at least one more, so they can have, the alternate flow as needed. But the latest I heard was that the construction, has started. I think they announced that a week or so ago. And the latest date they've given is probably the end of 2026. I think that's a little optimistic. Look, they're in a jackpot situation. It should not have gotten to this point, clearly. I believe now they are doing whatever they can do in terms of mitigation efforts. They announced on Friday that they're allowing buses to use the shoulder on 40 to get to the bridge, 40 westbound. But it's just such a bad area because not only has the bridge been a problem for way too many years, but the alternate of Highway 20 is not really a functioning route either because they didn't do the work they should have done there years ago in terms of build a proper auto route. So yes, they're doing what they can because they're, as I say, in a difficult situation. They're providing free transportation, but this is taking just a tremendous toll on people. I was listening to the radio this morning. People are leaving at crazy hours of the morning just to try to beat the traffic. And even if they do add an extra lane, which I hope they can, it's still going to be difficult. Look, we're heading into a quieter period in terms of traffic because of the holiday season. I suspect strongly that they will work 24/7 throughout the holiday, as well they should, to try and get a little bit of more progress going.
Rick, if you've got the Facebook group chat or the WhatsApp group chat with a bunch of engineers and people that are in the know, some people send me notes about safety, right? And they're just genuinely concerned about that span. On that front, where are we at? Beyond the meme of using duct tape to repair it, do you have those same concerns about safety at present with just one lane in each direction that some other people do?
Well, I think everybody does. Look, I do believe this government and past governments are responsible enough not to put people in peril, which is why they've limited the loads. I think if they could, they would probably remove trucks from the bridge. But, where are they going to put them? This is already taking a huge economic toll. There have been concerns about the Ile-aux-Tourtes Bridge for a long, long time. Transport Quebec still continues to say the bridge is reaching the end of its lifespan. I find that a difficult statement to digest because the lifespan of this bridge should have been about 75 years. It's just over maybe 56, 57 years. As I say, it shouldn't have come to this, but I do believe, particularly after the two overpass collapses, de Souvenir and de la Concorde, back in the mid 2010, 2008, and there was a lot of study done and a lot of work has been done with over 100 overpasses to correct the situation. So they're monitoring it. I mean, the fact that they found these cracks is because they are monitoring the situation. But do I think they would put people's lives at risk? Absolutely not.
Yeah, and let's just be straight about this one, Rick. If God forbid anything were to happen on this span, it would be government ending. Let's just be very clear, right? So you have to know that the engineers here
catastrophic in more ways than one.
That's right.
Absolutely.
Okay.
So I don't see that happening. But look, people are frustrated. Yeah. A lot of people who do have far more engineering experience. I have no engineering experience, but they're out there. They're making suggestions. They're making predictions. But I repeat that I don't think that the government would knowingly let this thing stay open if it was a risk.
Is there, Rick, we're with Rick Leckner talking about the Ile-aux-Tourtes Bridge. Rick, is there some mitigation measure that is still behind the, in case of emergency break glass, it's still behind the glass, but it could be used, that you think should be used in this case? Anything else that can be done here?
Well, the only thing they possibly could do is remove trucks during the rush hour. I don't think they can remove trucks totally from the bridge. Look, the truck traffic in the Montreal area has been a decades-old question because forever people have suggested that there be no trucks on expressways during the rush hour, and the truck lobby certainly is strong enough not to allow that. And as I said, there are economic consequences to that. But as an option, do it at least during the rush hours. But again, where's it going to go? It's going to go on Highway 20 through Penco and Dorian, which really can't handle it. So you're removing the problem, or part of the problem, from the bridge, but transferring it to Highway 20, which clearly is safer because it's not an elevated surface.
Can anything be done, on the Highway 20 front, right? And we know going through Ile-Perrot and all those lights, can anything be done there to make that option more efficient temporarily?
Well, the only thing they can do, and I suspect they're doing it, is make sure the lights are properly synchronized, have police who are in communication from one intersection to another, because I've seen sometimes, and we all have, where you put a police in a cop at an intersection, doesn't really help.
It makes it worse a lot of times. I've seen it all the time.
Sometimes it does, and certainly in the past it does. I mean, I used to have discussions with past police directors. The cop would sit in his car with the remote control, and in the comfort of his car, change the lights that way. That's changed, thankfully. But the real problem here is, again, the lack of vision, because to do anything meaningful on Highway 20 and the bridge, it had to have started years and years ago. So if she announces today, for example, that they're going to finally build an artery on Highway 20, you're talking years down the road before anything will happen, and the interruptions that will occur because of that new construction.
Rick, some people will say, we're so slow in building things, not just in Quebec, but North America in general. We're very slow at building things. Then we'll look at a video from China and see them build a bridge or a hospital in one day, right? Right. And last week I tweeted a video of the Amish building a complete farmhouse in 12 hours. It was just incredible. And
we need to call them in.
Well, what I'm wondering, Rick, and I know we've got laws and environmental rules and that kind of stuff, but in this instance, is there a way for, not a war type effort, but you know what I mean, an accelerated effort where you say, you know what, we're going to skip this, we're going to skip that to get it done quick? Does the Ile-aux-Tourtes mess warrant such a move?
It does. Don't ask me what the move is, because I'm not sure I can give you an answer. However, the bureaucracy involved in the BAP hearings, the environmental hearings, and delays. Look at Cavendish.
Yeah.
They haven't even gotten to the stage of the environmental hearings.
Yeah.
First, they got to get their act together politically, need to make a decision, and then, yes, need to fast-track things that generally take far too long.
Rick, we'll leave it there. Thanks for your insight this morning. It's always great to talk to you, and let us know if you hear anything. You let us know.
We'll be listening.